Hello YouTube, let's turn this listing into actual links. So every time when I click somewhere here, for example on title, it will lead us to details about entry. So that's the objective. Okay, go to index.html and let's turn everything on this line into link, href. And as I said, we will grab everything for now and we will beautify it a little bit later. So what we need to put here is not this and that and URL to specific page. No, we must use another approach here, which will become part of URL, and that part can tend to be big over time. It depends what you're grabbing from here to put into requests. So the simplest possible and the most effective scenario is to use ID that you're going to extract from SQLite, MySQL, whatever. So the name of the file will be of route will be details, then slash, and then post, as I said. So let's copy paste it right here, and now when I save and refresh, I will turn everything here into routes, into links. Refresh. Oops, sorry, I messed something up. Just a second. That was extremely stupid, but I really can't see where I'm creating error here. Just a second, this is dumb. Oh yeah, it works, so I don't know why it didn't work. Anyway, look, see this, when I hover over here, in a lower left corner you will see after port number slash details 1, slash details 2, slash details 3. That means that you will not see, for example, details.html or details.py and then slash 1, because this is not PHP, this is Django and Python, okay? See, the same thing. Now, of course, that we have page not found because we don't have route, we don't have function, and we don't have HTML report page. So let's create it. Okay, next thing, let's go to views file, and down there we will define details function. So def details. And we need to grab two things here. Normally, request. And after request, we are grabbing that ID. That's what we need. So that's what functions need. Now we need to do something with that thing. We need to put results of our grabbing into variable. So, or object, call it whatever. For example, one result for one entry. What is the location of from results? Posts. Okay, exactly like it's here. Okay, but here we are grabbing everything up to 10, and here we are grabbing individual things. So dot objects dot get, see, they're using all, I mean we are using all, and now we are using get. Now get what? Get ID. Which one? This one. Okay, now why do we need two things here? Well, this is actual ID and this is the name for that ID. So you can use something else here, but you know, it's I don't know, it's easier for me to understand it like that. Now, when we have result exactly like it's here, we need to create context. And let's use the same name for context. I mean same context, which will of course be different because this is the all results and this is the only one result. So the approach is similar, like the name will be 1 for result and we need to grab actual results. After that, let's generate our page, return our page. Return rendered page based on request. Request, yeah, I typed that correctly, I think. Based on request, the name of file that we are going to create will be details.html, and in details.html, in holes into details.html template, we will fulfill that with dictionary, which is actually content from here. So context, and that's it for function, so we need to test it. To test it, we need a local route. Okay, so we will add that right here into URL's local switchboard. So path, when user hits something that looks like this, details, and then slash, and then integer. So ID is integer. Okay, this is Django way of doing things. Integer, that will be ID. You can have a couple of integers, it depends what you're grabbing into request. So when user hits something that will look like this, the specific function need to be activated that we have created already. So views dot detail, damn it, details, and the handle or name or middle name, call it whatever, will for simplicity reasons be of course details. Now we need those handles to put them into templates and leave them there, and if we need to change the name of functions and what functions do, we will do that into URLs and views. It depends. I mean, the most of the people will just leave it as it is and not to mess too much around. Just leave this same as this, and you will be fine. Okay, so we have routes, we have views, we have the lists from index page. Now we need to create how our HTML template will look like, because if you go here, refresh and click, you will get errors because template does not exist at details /1. So the number of posts is not important. We don't have any kind of templates dedicated for details. Right, so this is normal error. It is easy to understand why we have it. Okay, now next thing, let's go to our editor, to templates, and we will create new file, details.html. So there is no .py or .python or .php, no such thing, just HTML template. Now that template need to inherit from base template because we have navigation there. So extends a base HTML. Okay, after that we need to create content with results, block of content, block of results. So let's just say block will be details, and we also need to end it, and block, and inside for every ID we will grab everything that we can. So we will use unordered list and li's individual things. So because we have ID and the title and text and date of creation, we need to have 4 of those. So right, okay. Now how to grab individual things from our general results? Let me just show that to you. See, we are using here 1. Okay, that is the name from where we will extract details. So this is one result where we have everything for this one post. So let's extract particles. Right, so where was not index but details? Yeah. Okay, so how to type that? Django way 1, that is everything about one post. Okay, about just that one post, like details /1, everything about that. So ID, we need ID, and let me just copy paste this to save ourselves a little bit of time. After that we need the title. After that we need what else we have in posts, text, and after that we need the date of creation. I think that I was using create. Let me see. where is models? Created. Okay, created, right. So now when I save the stuff and when I refresh, apparently everything will, well, I hope so that it will work. So let's click, and we don't see anything, and that's probably because I was using the block that is not defined in a base template. But the page actually works. See? So the URL, I mean the route is set correctly. So let me fix that thing with the details. Right here I have block of details, but I don't have it in the base template. So this is for listing if I have it, and then down there I need also that for what was the name? What was the name I was using? Details, yeah. Details. And yeah, there you go. So that works. Now I think that even if we remove the block from both base template and from details page, that it will work. Just allow me a split of a second to change that here. So I will remove this from base template and also right here, and I think it will work. I don't know, let me see. No, I definitely need the content, I mean blocks. So that was stupid assumption, but you know what I was hoping here, that I can customize the things on a custom pages without typing these blocks. I was trying to save myself a little bit of time, but apparently that was dumb idea. So this is like generic placeholders in a base template, and then that means that you need to fulfill those holes into custom places, something like that. Definitely, I do understand that some people will find this difficult, but the only way to handle Django, which is not that complicated, is to practice. I mean, that's the way for any framework or any programming language. So let me just repeat what we have done here. The first thing is, in index page we have created link. Okay, all results we have turned that into link. Remember, you are not using here that details.php, details.py. You're using details and then slash and then id. So you cannot just say here post.id without these brackets. You must use them. This is the way how you extract brackets from tables. Okay, so you must use these curly brackets, double of them, right? So that was one step. The second step was we have define details function into views file that need to grab two things, the request and ID. So why do we need the ID? Because that's the way how to create route. See, when I hover here in the lower left corner we have that request, how it look like. So that means that we can work on it more. We can pass that to template basically. Yeah, I'm using that terminology, but you know. So there is no details.py. Okay, that's really important. Now the next thing what we have done, okay, let me explain on this a little bit more. Grab only one thing from our table, and that thing will be defined by ID, and then put that into one, and that name that one as a one. So this is name and this is real stuff. So this is dictionary. So let's name it context, and let's pass that context to rendered details.html page. Now after that we need to go to URLs and then set that specific route, how it look like, details slash specific number, which is integer, and then when user hits the server, send it to views.details function, and the name in template will be details. So that's kind of handle. So how our HTML file will look like? Enclose it into block, specific block with some name like details or blah 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 or something HTML. But it is important to note that that thing must also be into base empty. Okay, so that's how I do stuff. Now we have simple else here. So this is not for loop. Okay, this is just extracting things from individual result. The name of that individual result is one, and then dot, and then what you need nicely: ID, title, text, and created. Why? For because this is how we have defined our table. Title, text, and created, you see that we have defined, but ID is done for us by default. Okay, so I think it's relatively simple to understand now. If you don't get it, okay, that means that you are not stupid. You just need a half an hour more, 2 hours more, 1 week more, but eventually you will get there. You will understand, because if I can understand this, you can too. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, for subscription and support, and see you next tutorial.